All right, in today's lesson, we're going to be solving equations with variables on both sides of the equation. All the steps that we went over in the previous lesson apply to today's lesson, with the addition of one step after that fourth step. Today we're going to be, after the third step, we're going to need to get the variable on the same side of the equation before we actually isolate the variable by adding and subtracting. In example 1, we've got negative 2k plus 12k equals negative, the negative quantity 7 minus 3k plus 3 times the quantity 8k plus 8. So we're going to distribute the negative to the first set of parentheses, distribute the 3 to the second set of parentheses. When we do that, we'll get the following equation. And then we have some like terms on the left side and on the right side. So once we combine the like terms, we'll get the following equation: 10k equals 27k plus 17. And then next we want to isolate the term with we want to get the variables on the same side of the equation. So you can either subtract 10k from both sides or subtract 27k from both sides. I'm subtracting 27k from both sides. When I subtract 27k from the left side, I'll get negative 17k, and I'll just be left with 17 on the right side. Last step is to divide both sides by negative 17, the number in front of our variable. Once we do that, we get the answer, which is k equals negative 1. For the next example, there are no fractions to clear, so the next thing we want to do is distribute. I'm going to distribute both sets of parentheses. When we do that, we'll get 10m minus 50 equals 10m minus 30 minus 20. So we have like terms on the right side of the equation that we need to combine. Once we combine those like terms, we'll get the following equation. And then we need to get our variable on the same side of the equation by subtracting 10m from both sides. When we subtract 10m from both sides, we get negative 50 equals negative 50. Now, whenever you eliminate the variable, when the variable gets canceled out, or you subtract or add and it eliminates the variable, you want to check to see if the left side of the equation, if it equals the right side of the equation. The number that's on the left side, if it equals the number on the right side. And negative 50 does equal negative 50. Therefore, we can conclude that the solution is all real numbers. All right, if the number on the left of the side of the equation equals the number on the right side of the equation and you don't have a variable anymore, the solution is all real numbers. Any number that we plug in for m will satisfy this equation. In example 2, we need to start by distributing the negative to the first set of parentheses and distributing the 10 to the second set of parentheses. When we do, we'll get the following equation. And then we want to get our variable on the same side of the equation, so we're going to subtract 10r from both sides. Once we do that, our variable goes away, it's eliminated, and we're left with negative 1 on the left side and then negative 110 on the right side. Negative 1 does not equal negative 10.
Jocelyn Budiano, please go to the front of the school. Jocelyn Budiano to the front of the school.
Negative 1 does not equal negative 110, so there's no solution to this equation. It doesn't matter what we plug in for r, the left side will not equal the right side. And the last example, we want to start by distributing the negative 4 to everything in the first set of parentheses. Then we're going to distribute the negative 1 to everything in the right parentheses. We'll get the following equation. We want to combine the like terms on the right side of the equation. When we combine the two r's on the right side of the equation, we'll get the following. And then we want to get our variable on the same side of the equation by subtracting 3r from both sides. When I subtract 3r from both sides, I'll get -4 plus 9r equals -4. Now I want to isolate the variable by adding or subtracting. Right now we have 4 subtracted from the term that has our variable in it. So I want to add 4 to both sides. When I add 4 to both sides, I'll be left with 9r on the left side, and then on the right side, -4 plus 4 is 0. Last step is to divide both sides by the number in front of our variable. So when we divide both sides by 9, 0 over 9 is just 0.